This week on ANN, we welcome you to our special Christmas program.
Today you'll hear how the Adventist Church and our members are serving the world around them.
And you'll hear how you can get involved in these special projects as well.
We hope you're inspired and encouraged by the stories coming up now.
Thank you so much for joining us for our Christmas edition of ANN.
This time of the year, we tend to get pretty commercialized with the many songs and lights and advertisements and decorations of Christmas. It can be easy to get distracted from the true essence of the season.
At the root of Christmas is the celebration of Jesus' birth, God sending His Son to ultimately die for our sins in the greatest expression of love.
God's love compels us to serve and help others the way Jesus did when He lived on earth. He fed the hungry, healed the sick, and reveal God's character.
Seventh-day Adventists around the world are united in sharing Jesus' love with those around them. Today, we're going to highlight examples captured by the Adventist Church around the world.
It is our prayer that as you watch this episode of ANN and you listen to the stories of service, the Holy Spirit touches your heart and inspires you to serve the community around the world or get involved in the projects we highlight.
Since birth, Maylee has known the crushing weight of being unwanted. Throughout her childhood, Maylee lived between the slums of Phuket and Chiang Rai, Thailand. Her mother had no home and no money. In order to survive, she turned to dangerous sex work. In places like Thailand, poverty puts children and their families at incredible risk. With little to no income, they are often coerced into non-existent jobs and trafficked in the city or across borders. Village leaders realized Maylee was in danger and tried to find a more suitable family to foster her, but no one wanted this poor, dirty, and smelly 7-year-old girl. Thankfully, the village leaders didn't give up on Maylee and reached out to keep girls safe in Adventist Development and Relief-operated shelter in northern Thailand. ADRA International has more about this important project.
A year ago, bright-eyed, slender 9-year-old Molly was offered refuge at ADRA's all-girls shelter called Keep Girls Safe, or KGS. Her mom didn't want her, and local villagers couldn't keep her. Most of the girls who come to KGS have been abused, orphaned, abandoned, or are at risk for human trafficking. For girls ages 8 through 18 who have nowhere else to go, KGS serves as a temporary means of protection. The girls keep busy doing household chores and are encouraged to attend school. Molly helps around the shelter, sweeping the floors, washing dishes, or gardening. Those around Molly ensure she receives a good education, care, and love. ADRA Thailand is considering anti-trafficking training sessions at girls' clubs and community youth activities to address this prominent local problem. KGS caregivers are trained to meet the mental, physical, and social needs girls like Molly face. They also aim to fund education scholarships so more at-risk youth can receive an education.
The Adventist Development Relief Agency International in Uganda are partnering with Adventist Help to build a new refugee camp in Kiaka 2 refugee settlement in western Uganda. The camp is home to a rapidly growing community of 80,000 refugees who have fled worsening ethnic conditions due to the violence in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, or DRC. Ongoing fighting has displaced hundreds of thousands of people. The DRC has been a conflict area for many years, with some of the highest rates of sexual violence in the world. The situation has been complicated by food shortage and the extra burden of infectious disease. In particular, the current Ebola outbreak, the worst in the country's history. Adventist Help and ADRA aim to build a comprehensive medical facility to deal with the current health crisis. The new facility will have outpatient areas, a 100-bed inpatient area, emergency block, surgery block, labor and delivery ward, and mental health block. Phase 1 will only include outpatient and emergency areas. A special focus of the clinic will be on women's health and pediatrics. The group will also focus on mental health. Currently, access to these services is extremely limited as referral hospitals are far away. Phase 1 will open the first quarter of 2019. If you would like to volunteer, you can email them at volunteers@adventisthelp.org. And to learn more, visit them on Facebook at facebook.com. Adventist Help.
When Adventists in Germany saw refugees in need, they knew they had to get involved. Cafe International is a project of Together for Refugees and is the initiative of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the nonprofit organization Advent Friedenssaal Theological University, and ADRA Germany.
Anfang 2015, da wurden wir von der Stadt Bad Honnef als Adventgemeinde angeschrieben.
Early 2015, we were contacted by the municipality of Banonef. They wanted to know if we would participate in a roundtable on the subject of refugees. As an Adventist church in Banonef, we decided to engage in the integration issues. Thus, we had the idea of opening a cafe bar for refugees. On April 15, 2015, we had the official opening of Café International. I promised myself to actively participate in the project, so I attended the inaugural event. This project has become a kind of a child to me. We have established marvelous relationships with refugees. We are like a big family. Many people even call me mom. Here we open our hearts and no one is ashamed of anything. Even men let themselves be hugged. There is always good food to eat and healthy refreshments. Here you leave stressed out, and it's a joy to see each other every week. I cannot imagine a Wednesday afternoon without this appointment. The refugees thank us constantly and are always joyful and kind. They always offer us their help and are always available. We are really a big family.
My name is Ali.
My name is Ali. I'm 21 years old and I come from Pakistan. My father, who had a business, had to pay the mafia regularly. But one day they asked him too much money and he refused to pay. So they killed my family. It was terrible for me. I was 17 and did not know what to do. I was lucky to have been able to come here to Germany. 2.5 years ago, I became a Christian through baptism. I finished school and now I'm continuing to train for a job.
6 Monate und dann 6 Monate später ich habe mich taufen gelassen. Ich habe meinen Hauptschulabschluss geschafft und jetzt ich gehe weiter. Und ich suche jetzt im Moment Ausbildung.
I have lost everything in my country and now I'm getting everything back here in Germany.
Langsam ich bekomme alles wieder zurück.
Ich bin die Flora und ich bin
My name is Flora and I'm 15 years old. I arrived here thanks to my sister. It's nice to be able to make a lot of friends here and people are so open. It is nice to see children play with such happiness. It gives me a lot of happiness to be here. Hi, I'm Sonia. I am in Germany for 1 year. I come here every week and I'm happy to be here with my friends. Café International is a project of Together for Refugees.
The growing hunger crisis in Yemen is currently thought to be the worst humanitarian crisis in the world. More than half the country's population is on the brink of famine.
It is estimated that 85,000 children under the age of 5 have died of hunger in the last 2 years of war in the country. That means every 10 minutes, a Yemeni starves to death or dies due to preventable causes.
ADRA is one of the largest humanitarian organizations active in Yemen today.
All activities are focused on conflict-affected communities and households with a focus on the most vulnerable and needy.
Hunger is a huge focus for several ADRA programs like food basket distribution, supplemental feeding programs for young children and pregnant women, and food voucher distribution.
ADRA has also established health points and mobile clinics to help address those suffering from malnutrition. They have even set up community-based management of acute malnutrition for young children as well as pregnant women.
To read more about what ADRA is doing in Yemen and in other parts of the world, and to find out how you can help, please visit adra.org.
Coming up, a powerful ministry in Brazil reaches thousands.
But up next, find out how Adventists are helping to educate young people in Rwanda.
Welcome back.
Right now, more than 600 refugee students are enrolled in safe boarding schools in Uganda because of the nonprofit Impact Hope.
ADRA Rwanda and Impact Hope are working together to bring refugees fleeing violence and oppression the hope of continued education.
Impact Hope sent this report.
Rwanda has worked hard to recover from the brutal genocide against the Tutsi in 1994. But refugees continue to flood into Rwanda from neighboring Congo. Terrorists often threaten, beat, or kill adults and children as they attempt to escape the turmoil. After decades of war, many children are homeless and missing parents or siblings.
And they say, no, it's a trick, you are not soldier, you need to put my gun here. They say, no, you should pick out. In that moment, I remember, I didn't know how to pray, but in my heart, I just knelt down, held it down, then I said, oh please, my God, help me if I escape this place. I should serve you all the time.
My old brothers and sisters are still in Congo because when the war was broken out, I separated with them. They ran away where I don't know. Until now, I have never seen them.
The number of people fleeing Congo in 2016 surpassed the number of refugees fleeing Syria in the same time period. Yet the world knows little of the current refugee crisis in Rwanda. Now the total number of people in camps is nearly 80,000. These refugees are trapped in desperate conditions in makeshift homes with no running water, sewer, or electricity. The refugees do not own land, so have no way to raise their own food or keep their own animals. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees provides enough for 1 meal per day per person.
It is not a good place for human beings to live.
To find something to eat, something to dress, it is so hard.
The refugees desperately want a way out of the camps, but lack opportunity. Relief organizations offer school in the camps until grade 9. Rwandan high schools are located in the cities, a long ways away from the camps. Often when returning from class, the students find nothing to eat, since the family has already eaten the 1 meal provided. Then the students have to get up early and walk back to school on an empty stomach. Brave girls who walk as much as 5 miles one way risk assault or rape. It happens routinely.
In this life that we live, if you are an educated pupil, you cannot get anything.
When we found out that most of the people in the camps were Seventh-day Adventist, yet they had no hope to excel with an education or to get a job, we felt like we needed to do something.
In 2015, the Tygesons started Impact Hope, an organization that sends at-risk refugee youth to safe Adventist boarding schools in Rwanda. This gives the teens a chance for a high school education and also a place to be empowered by hope.
We feel passionate about helping these refugee students because we have been so impacted by them out of their dire situations, the hope and the Christ-centered life that they're living. By helping them, we have been incredibly blessed ourselves.
For most of the graduating refugees, a high school diploma isn't enough to secure a job. In 2017, Impact Hope added a summer trade school program. The summer program teaches permaculture, hairdressing, sewing, plumbing, and electrical. These practical trades equip students with a realistic way to make a living when they graduate, a way to finally break free from the refugee camps.
Impact Hope is making a difference because all of our graduates so far have either received university scholarships for continuing education or they've received employment.
In the first year of the trade program, 350 students attended the summer trade school program. Now, around 600 sponsored students are enrolling in the trade school. Still, more needs to be done.
With a donation of $50 a month, we can immediately take a child out of a camp and place them in a safe, secure boarding school.
A sponsor gives a young person an education and a vocational skill, plus safety and enough to eat. And all that in an environment that will build relationships with Jesus. and create a life of service to those around them. And there are even more students who need help. Each year, over 10,000 children from the refugee camps miss out on a high school education and the chance to learn a life-changing trade.
Right now, the doors to Rwanda are open, but given their past, we know that those doors can shut. This is the time to do the work in Rwanda.
To learn more, visit impact-hope.org.
The Mutirão de Natal initiative was born in the heart of an Adventist couple in Brazil.
The idea was to gather food and clothing to deliver to those in need during the holiday season.
Today, this project is well known throughout all of Brazil. It shows that when the Adventist Church unites, a huge impact is made.
The Adventist Church in South America has more.
Passei muita fome, morei na rua, tive que revirar lixo. Você chegar, pedir as coisas para as pessoas, assim, as pessoas ter nojo, virar a cara, entendeu? Às vezes até comia metade e jogava no lixo, a gente ia lá e pegava.
No Brasil, 13 milhões de pessoas estão em situação de pobreza extrema, ou seja, vivem com menos de R$ 85 por mês. O número cheio, por vezes, encobre o vazio no prato de quem não sabe quando terá uma próxima refeição.
Eu muitas vezes deixei de comer para dar para eles comer, porque eles só têm a mim. Como que eu vou deixar meus filhos passar fome?
Vera mora na zona oeste do Rio de Janeiro, numa casa emprestada onde cria sozinha 4 dos 9 filhos que tem. A ajuda vem de voluntários da Igreja Adventista. Desde o Natal de 2017, Vera recebe uma cesta básica por mês.
Essa ajuda da igreja, para mim, foi muito útil. Sendo muito útil mesmo, porque hoje eu posso dar comida para eles repetir à vontade. Porque eu sei que no outro dia eu vou ter ali para dar para eles de novo.
A assistência a famílias carentes é desenvolvida pela Igreja Adventista de forma sistemática desde o ano de 1994, quando foi criada aqui no Rio de Janeiro a campanha Mutirão de Natal. No fim daquele ano, Sérgio e a esposa tiveram a ideia de mobilizar a Igreja Adventista do bairro Botafogo para possibilitar que famílias carentes tivessem alimento à mesa no Natal.
A minha mulher falou, olha, Sérgio, precisamos fazer alguma coisa, eu preciso de 500 quilos para servir as pessoas que estão na lista da igreja. Que era a igreja de Botafogo, no Rio de Janeiro, e que tradicionalmente arrecadava esses 500 quilos. Eu falei, então, Marli, vamos fazer agora. Então, terminou o jantar, eu escrevi em forma de gincana, dividi a igreja em 3 grupos e tinha só uma semana para fazer tudo. Resumo da ópera, em uma semana, a mesma igreja que tinha dificuldade em arrecadar 500 quilos todo ano, arrecadou 54 mil quilos, ou seja, levaria 108 anos para ela arrecadar o que ela arrecadou numa semana, se fosse mantida a média histórica de arrecadação.
Logo, o projeto se espalhou pelo Brasil, ganhou espaço na mídia e recebeu também o apoio de personalidades conhecidas. Hoje, o Mutirão de Natal é realizado em quase toda a América do Sul.
24 anos, a gente arrecadou mais de 108, 110 milhões só de quilos. Fora dezenas de milhares de peças de roupa, sapatos, livros, agasalhos, etc. E os serviços de médicos, psicólogos, etc. Atingindo mais de 20 milhões de pessoas.
Tudo acontece a partir da mobilização de pessoas como Zeneide, que tem prazer em ajudar. A equipe dela mantém parceria com o supermercado da capital fluminense, onde pode abordar os clientes e convidá-los a colaborar com a campanha. Mas como a fome não vem apenas no Natal, o atendimento às famílias continua nos outros meses.
Essas famílias, quando elas são visitadas, nós precisamos ter um olhar bem diferenciado para que elas possam, para que a gente possa identificar, além de uma cesta básica, a sua necessidade.
A atuação da Igreja Adventista em projetos que beneficiam a população é reconhecida pelo governo.
As ações que são realizadas na igreja, muitas das vezes, elas entram na comunidade aonde o poder público não tem acesso. Ela está nesse território, as ações que ela realiza, ela acaba atingindo essas pessoas que estão num grande nível de vulnerabilidade social, seja por conta do tráfico, seja por conta da questão de desemprego, né, seja do conflito familiar. Assim, a igreja, ela proporciona que essa família saia da situação que se encontra, né, possibilitando o protagonismo dessa família em relação à sua realidade.
A protagonista desta história agora consegue sonhar com uma realidade diferente. Isso porque o apoio que recebe vai além do alimento. As crianças participam do Clube de Desbravadores, onde aprendem que são capazes de construir um futuro melhor.
Depois que eles começaram a ir para os bravadores, minha filha já se esforça mais na escola, uma coisa que elas não faziam. A minha outra filha, a Graziele, ela ficava na rua o dia inteiro, porque eu não estou com ela, então o pai dela saía e ela ficava na rua o dia inteiro. Então, tendo essa coisa dos bravadores, para mim já é um alívio, porque eu sei que ela está lá e está fazendo novas amizades e gente que é do bem. É o que eu converso com eles, estudar bastante, prestar bem atenção, se envolver com pessoas do bem, entendeu? Para não acabar igual onde eu tô. Eu tô aqui, tô em pé. Enquanto eu estiver em pé, eu vou lutar por eles.
And coming up, Emily Mastrapa is here to tell you how you can go on a mission trip with ADRA.
But up next, Adventist Mission shares a special hymn of the Christmas holiday.
We may look, pray, read, think, worship, sing, and share differently, but we all look forward to the Sabbath, and we all look forward to the future when Jesus will come again. With this message in mind, we arrived at a core component for a new identity system, the creation grid. Regardless of what or where you are designing, you can always find information to help you communicate that we are all Seventh-day Adventists.
Welcome back.
This week, Adventist Mission shares a classic instrumental hymn for the Advent.
Adventist Mission has more.
Watch this and other mission stories online by visiting AdventistMission.org. Then click on videos at the top.
Throughout our program, we've talked to you about the various projects and organizations that provide service to a world in need.
But now, Emily Mastrapa is going to talk to you about how you or your church can get involved in an ADRA Connections project.
Throughout our program, we've talked about various projects and organizations that provide service to a world in need. For each of these projects, we've tried to offer you a resource where you can get involved to help these organizations. But now we're going to talk to young people who want to go on a mission trip and volunteer in an extreme way. As we've heard, ADRA is the humanitarian arm of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. They provide development and relief options all around the world. The ADRA Connections program includes hands-on projects that cater to and engage university students willing to help communities in need. Earlier this year, ADRA Connections had their very first ever ADRA Connections Extreme trip to Brazil. Hundreds of university students came together to build a school deep in the Amazon. In 2019, ADRA Connections will have several exciting trips available, with the next extreme trip happening in Peru. ADRA also started an ADRA Connections scholarship for those students who want to go on a mission trip but can't afford it. If you would like to find out more about ADRA Connections trips and how you can apply for the scholarship, you can visit adraconnections.org.
And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history.
The Christmas week in Adventist history has traditionally and appropriately been associated with sacrifice, giving, and mission. Have you ever wondered how early Adventists marked Christmas? In the 1890s, a special Christmas offering was annually taken, and members were encouraged to give generously, usually for special projects. In 1896, for example, the Christmas offering was to help build a school in Huntsville, Alabama, the institution that became today's Oakwood University. But in 1899, in Battle Creek, the General Conference Executive Committee actually met on the 25th of December. However, the minutes record that the meeting was held at the home of the then GC President George Irwin, which was highly unusual, so probably Irwin had enjoyed a Christmas luncheon with his family before his colleagues convened to do business. Did it get Elder Irwin out of doing the dishes, one wonders? By the 1930s, a regular item of business for the General Conference offices each year was voting that the office would be closed on December 25, so no more executive committees, and they also voted each year that employees should receive Christmas bonuses. In 1936, the officers of the General Conference decided to capitalize on popular interest in religion in the Advent season by supporting a series of evangelistic meetings in the hometown of the church headquarters, Washington, D.C. The General Conference joined with the Potomac Conference to cover the expenses of a month-long series of meetings conducted by Elder John Ford throughout December 1936. We in the General Conference Archives hope you had a blessed and happy Christmas.
Thanks for watching ANN. Join us next week for more news from the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
We'd love to hear from you. Please send us your feedback and tell us how your church is making a difference in its community.
Be sure to capture plenty of video footage and photos, then write up a summary of the event's important details, and feel free to send full video reports as well.
And you can reach us by sending an email at annvideo11@gmail.com.
Before we say goodbye, here's some good news from the book of John, chapter 1, verses 4 and 5.
The passage says, "In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it."
That's our program for this week. And remember, you can always visit news.adventist.org for daily news and videos. Until next time, God bless.
Take care.